All right, we are live. Barstool units. I'm Coach Doug's. With me, as always, the glorious Frank the Tank Fleming. Frank, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm taking a little break from my cameos that I've been doing all weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure. Especially the time of year it is. Are you drowning in cameos right now?
Oh, these fantasy football requests.
Yep.
I have yet to see an episode of Hard Knocks, but I hear the song, the theme song of it in my sleep.
Yeah. That's pretty much that's all it's about right now. Football's back.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This feels so much
Dolphins
different than last season.
Dolphins played a little bit better in their second preseason game. I got to figure out which Dolphin game I want to go to in Miami this year. So
Yeah.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Maybe not one in Miami. Maybe one in a different, area or city or country.
I'm not sure I'm ready for
Yeah.
that big trip, but
I hear you.
who knows? Maybe I'll go come down and visit you in a couple of weeks and see the Irish make
Yeah.
the Seminoles start weeping.
Well, that's just rude. No, that would be great. From what I hear, it might be a little difficult. Well, not difficult, but the hotel prices I think are a little high. But from what I hear from other boosters, there's plenty of tickets left. So that might be a good game for you to come down to.
Yeah, I just got to think about another week or so, and then I'll make the decision sometime next week.
All right. Well, I'll be here. I'm only 2.5 hours away.
Yep, take the I guess I could fly down to Jacksonville and then see if we can find a place to raw dog too over there.
Oh well, like I told you, there's a place called Dog It All in Tallahassee. I don't know if you'd like the hot dog. I don't know if you'd really enjoy it, but it's well known in Tallahassee.
Well, I have no problem giving a strikeout to anyone that's no good.
That's right. I don't think it'll be a strikeout, but it's known because it had a commercial. It's been featured in a couple places years ago, but basically the commercial was that would play at like 2:00 in the morning on Tallahassee TV. Was this old man holding like a foot-long hot dog, just like waving it in the air, and so I'll have to find you the YouTube video. I'm sure it's up, but that's why people knew about it. We'll definitely have to try and get you out down to Florida for either Notre Dame for FSU or you're coming down to Miami for a Miami home game.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And hey, if you're coming down, if you're actually going to be here like a day prior or something, maybe you can actually go to the training facility during the day and see the Lombardi trophies.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, the Jaguars are not looking too great. It's preseason, so I'm not going to take anything into serious account. But obviously they're going up against Jameis Winston, who's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. So that's just it's a known fact that Winston's doing well, and I think Jameis Winston. Especially if he outright wins this QB competition.
Taysom Hill's a good change of back place. But if he starts all 17 games, the Saints are going to lose like 13 games.
Yeah, I think I've been saying it for you. I've been saying it, for the past 2 years at least. That I hope Winston gets another shot because I definitely think he got it was bad timing and everything. But if you looked at his numbers, if you looked at Winston's numbers after what I think 5 seasons in Tampa Bay, they weren't that bad.
He just
compare them to other
had just too many turnovers. But he has a good arm. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, he's looking good tonight. So I wish him well on everything. But yeah. So speaking of doing well tonight, I've possibly breaking news. Is the Fleming curse been lifted? Did you win a bet, Mike?
Yes, I did. I put $10 on Tony Finau to win the Northern Trust here in New Jersey at the. Of course, I was thinking about going, but yesterday got washed out by a tropical storm.
Yeah.
A lot of rain, not much wind, so we pretty much got lucky.
Yeah.
Just a lot of rain, some pocket sporadic flooding, based in basically when the where the water comes down too fast and the sewers can't handle it.
Yeah.
But I took Tony Finau at 30-1 and won $300
Well, how about that?
on a $10 bet.
That's pretty cool. And
That is the most money I have ever won on any type of bet.
Frank, I'm happy for you. Happy for Frank Club, HFF. I think this could be a huge turnaround.
I know one thing for sure is I'm probably going to be picking Tony Finau in a lot of tournaments from now on. I mean, I don't bet golf a lot, but because this was in Jersey City, and in my opinion, is the most beautiful golf course in the world.
Really?
And it used to be, and 30 years ago, this was actually a garbage dump.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Just like the stereotypical things I hear about New Jersey.
Talk about wasted space. Yeah, when they took this about 25 years ago, they turned this dump. That was a dump. It was a
when you say dump, you mean actual dump, like not a hyperbole or anything. It's like
no
an actual dump.
No, this was a actual dump where was a landfill where the garbage trucks brought all the garbage, and this is where they parked it at, and it was a swamp, a landfill, and they buried it and made it into a golf course, and the golf course overlooks everything. The New York skyline is like hovering over this golf course. And it's a little bit of an easy course. They played the President's Cup there a couple years ago, and they played the FedEx Cup there, the Northern Trust, and of course Tony Finau won with he finished tied, and then he won on the playoff hole, shot 20 under, and but yeah, he did. This was there's no golf course that looks better than this. It overlooks the skyline, overlooks the Statue of Liberty. Of course, you see the rear end of the Statue of Liberty, because and the Statue of Liberty is, those islands belong to New Jersey. They stole them from us.
That's not the first time you told me that, Frank.
And so you get this like just absolute picturesque Manhattan skyline view on this whole golf course.
Yeah.
So they're playing golf. And in the meantime, you just see like the best view of the New York skyline that you can imagine.
Yeah. Now, what made you pick this Tony Finau?
I liked his odds.
That's fair. Plus 30. So it had nothing to do with him. It was just like, oh, plus 30.
I know he's a good golfer, and I didn't want to pick a favorite. Yeah. So I picked someone that was like the next level below favorite, and I just happened to pick Tony Finau.
Yeah. Now, is he an FSU grad? Was he an FSU golfer?
I don't think so.
There's a couple guys that I can never remember him. So I was wondering if
I know he's from Utah.
Yeah. All right. He might not be him then. But I'm happy for you, Frank. That's awesome. You won a nice bet. You have any plans with the money? You're just going to double it down on some other bets?
Yeah, I'll double it down on some other ones. You know.
Now that the Barstool Sportsbook's open in New Jersey.
Well, it's not fully open yet. It's a soft open right now. So you got to basically be one of the first 500 to bet every day until the full opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, when is it fully open?
I don't know.
So
it's probably going to be in a few days.
Yeah. So for right now, I didn't know that. So for right now, you have to be like, they only offer 500 bets total.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. They want to make sure it works and everything.
Yeah, get the bugs worked out first.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, I'm happy for you, Frank. The curse may be lifted. I don't know. We'll see. This might just be the
Mets continue to play like absolute shit, completely feeble.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So Cohen, I mean, pretty much. I don't think we've talked about this yet. Steve Cohen pretty much tweeted out Frank was right.
Yeah, he did.
Like that might have. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I don't think I'm paraphrasing that much.
That's what I've complained about all year, even when they were in first place.
Yeah.
The pitching, The pitching has been good enough. The pitching carried the team,
Yeah.
but it's brutal. It's brutal how bad that lineup has been all season. Dom Smith might be one of the most disappointing players in baseball this year. His slugging percentage is .369.
Yeah.
His slugging percentage last year was one of the best on the Mets. He is like let me see what his slugging last year was.
I saw that chart that showed that like only two returning players or only two players on the Mets offense have had like positive compared to last year.
Yeah, here it is. Dom Smith last year batted .316. He's batting .243 this year, and his slugging percentages continue to go down. His slugging percentage last year was .616. His slugging percentage this year is .363. His OPS last year was .993. His OPS this year is .665. And the most striking stat is this. Last year, Dom Smith had 21 doubles in 50 games. This year, he has 11 doubles in 118 games.
Wow. That's So like it's not even a matter of staying as good as you were last year. And I think there was only two players that have had positive, compared to last year who have improved.
I mean, it really is bad. It really is bad how.
Well, like I said, it's the tweet seemed to say Frank was right. That I guess I'm not too familiar with MLB owners. I don't think most of them are probably not active on Twitter at all. But that's the first time I've heard an owner like publicly say something like that in the MLB.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Like no other owners made statements like that, right? Not that I know of. Or
there used to be an owner that used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, George Steinbrenner often would release statements, and this is pre-Twitter days.
Yeah.
Where he would send out press releases. And Mike Francesa would always play whenever George Steinbrenner released a press statement criticizing the team, and then wanted the team to be better, he'd always play like the theme from the movie Patton. Do 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 do. So he'd always play that for like when George Steinbrenner talked.
Yeah. Giving a big speech.
Yeah. Well,
that's I'm glad to be home. I'm home in Jacksonville. We had fun in the Chicago trip was awesome. That it seemed like a lot of people that came out last week.
Yeah, video.
Yeah,
video. I think it was a big hit.
Yeah, I think it went well. A lot of people seem to like it, and I mean, obviously, we had a great time. Aria did a great job editing it, and your write up, your blog accompanying the video was thorough, if anything. But yeah, I tell you, we had. I don't know if you saw this. Well, no, you had the write up for the blog with the Tops. So Tops is going to be out of Major League Baseball. Well, I don't know if they're going to be out, but they're no longer going to have the licensing rights. So they're pretty much going to become what Panini is right now with baseball, where they might have baseball cards, but they're not going to have the logos. They're not going to have anything like that.
Those cards to me look like shit.
Yeah. Well, today, and I'm writing a blog about it right now. The NBA has now signed a contract with Fanatics, so Panini will not have NBA in like 4 or 5 years. Fanatics will have both the MLB and NBA license.
They're going to do a shit job. You watch. I mean, let's say
I have no. I'm not optimistic about it at all. Monopolies do not tend to do well when we're dealing with stuff like this, especially when you're talking about a hobby. Again, there's the investment side where it's a business, but then there's the hobby side. And if the hobby side goes, then the investment side, like the whole reason the cards are worth that much is because people want to purchase them because there's a hobby of collectors. So as soon as you make it not fun for the collectors,
And Fanatics is probably gonna have the big old Nike swoosh.
Well, I mean, they already signed deals like with athletes, like individual athletes, where I think Tom Brady might even be one of them, where Tom Brady has like a specific agreement with Fanatics that he's going to sign for Fanatics. I think Trevor Lawrence might be the same way, or I think Trevor Lawrence might be with Fanatics. But anyway, it's going to come down to where it's going to be one company right now. I mean, so Panini's out of basketball, which is there. Well, not right now, but in like a few years when the contracts are up. I mean, basketball is pretty much Panini's go-to. At least it has been the past few years outside of the NFL.
Fanatics is going to have to buy a company to pull this off.
I mean, what do you? I mean, you think they're going to buy Topps? I've
heard that rumor.
Yeah.
Because Topps losing Major League Baseball is going to cause the company to go out of business. I mean,
they have a lot of other licenses.
There used to be Donruss, which actually got bought out by Panini.
Yeah,
the Upper Deck has been Deck Bowman was big.
Bowman got bought out by Topps.
No, Bowman was out of business. Topps revived Bowman
through bankruptcy, like they bought the name.
Yeah. And Topps revived Bowman. Bowman actually came out before Topps. Topps took over, knocked them out of business, and then in 1989 they relaunched the Bowman brand.
Yeah. Well, I'm not too optimistic about it. Usually, when you have a monopoly like that,
no, I don't have good feelings at it at all.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we hope for the best. And maybe they'll be great. I don't know. But
the Topps tradition, the Topps tradition, they got to find a way to save the Topps tradition.
I mean, unless Fanatics buys Topps, which they could do. Fanatics is not a public company yet, but I believe they're looking to go public,
Topps was on the verge of going public, and that just got kiboshed.
Yeah, but I mean, Fanatics has. Fanatics is going to be a. I mean, they already are a ginormous company, but I mean, they're pretty much going to be up there with the leagues. I mean, they basically they run all the shops for the leagues.
Yeah. If you want to buy anything merchandise-wise, you had to buy it through Fanatics.
Yeah, pretty much. And I believe it was either a year or two ago that Fanatics bought Majestic, which was they made a deal with. I want to say Fanatics joined up with Under Armour, and they bought Majestic, which was making all the MLB jerseys a couple of years ago.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
And Topps has done a bang-up job with that fucking ice sorted the Dodgers wore all weekend.
Yeah, well, the Los Dodgers, like the all blue.
Yes.
Well, again, those are just money grabs. That's their city edition jersey, right? Was there one city edition jersey where they're like, oh, that's awesome, that's really cool?
The White Sox wasn't too bad, but it was.
It reminded me of GTA so bad.
Yeah. The Wrigleyville one was terrible.
No.
Boston was just. Weird. The one that might have been good, and it wasn't good. It was just better than their normal jerseys, and that was the Marlins.
Yeah.
And that's because the Marlins have the ugliest uniforms in the league.
Right when Frank's giving a compliment, he goes, "But that's only because," and he yanks it back.
The Marlins really have the ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, which is difficult, right? I mean, you're the worst of 30 different teams.
I mean, one time, I actually liked the old Marlins look, the teal and the black.
Yeah, they had the teal pinstripes.
Now it's this black and pinkish, red, orange.
They're trying
then they wear black on black numbers, black letters with an orange outline.
Yeah,
it looks hideous.
In Miami, in Florida, in the summer. It's like, what are you doing?
But they're in the dome, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, Shad Khan, his I think second season after he bought the team, he pretty much made black the primary color for the Jaguars for a season or two. And so like that was our home color. So we had like, why would you, we're in Jacksonville, Florida. We're not in a dome.
You ever notice the Dolphins don't wear the aqua at home? They've always, unless it's a primetime game, the Dolphins tend to wear the white at home.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're in Miami.
I mean, late in the season, they might break out the aqua for a home game. But for until like maybe November or September, October, November, they're wearing that white at home if it's a day game.
Yeah, as they should. Well, I saw some pretty cool jerseys along. I mean, talking to just cool jerseys and cool logos and everything. I mean, you can't beat these minor league baseball teams, minor league in general, but minor league baseball. I dropped you off in New Jersey, got you home safe after Chicago, and then decided to do a little road trip. And I hit up five more minor league baseball stadiums.
Well, and that doesn't include Brooklyn, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So six. Well, 6 minor league stadiums in like that, week and a half or so. Yeah, South Cyclones. I tell you what, so the Cyclones are right there on the Atlantic beach. My last stop, Pensacola, right there on the Gulf of Mexico. That was beautiful too. But it was a fun trip. I mean, we hit up Erie, PA. Well, first I stopped in Buffalo, had some wings. It's funny because so I stopped in Buffalo, and then later on in the trip I went through Cincinnati to try some Skyline chili. And then like 3 days after my trip or whatever, PMT's in Buffalo eating wings, and Glennie was in, getting Skyline chili. And I'm like,
Skyline chili, I that's something I don't think I'll ever try. One thing, I don't like, I'm not a pasta, even though I'm part-Italian, I don't really like pasta, and I hate spaghetti.
You hate spaghetti?
Yes.
No. I'm sorry. This is my bad ear. You said it into my bad ear. I jumped into a frozen lake to save my brother when I was little, and this is my bad ear. I have to clarify that, or I have to make sure that I'm hearing this right. Frank Fleming, you don't like spaghetti?
I don't like spaghetti.
I feel like that's breaking news.
And the idea of chili on spaghetti actually kind of grosses me out. Now, I wouldn't mind trying the Skyline chili in a bowl with the cheese on it. But no. Get that spaghetti. Get the spaghetti out of there.
So here was my thought process. So I was driving through Cincinnati. I went to Erie Seawolves. It's a pirate dog. It's a sea wolf. It's a pirate dog. That fits Barstool perfectly. So I had to stop for that game. But then I was going through, headed to Louisville for a Louisville Bats game and check out the Slugger Museum, the Louisville Slugger Museum, which is awesome. We got to go. I got to go back. We got to go, and I got to take you and see that. But the Skyline chili, I think the disconnect comes from everyone in Cincinnati being so high on it, like they were just infatuated with it, and outside of Cincinnati, most people hate it. So that's
I know they were when the Mets played the Reds this year. They showed Skyline chili being made.
Yeah,
and one of the Met announcers says that's something that if you try once, that once is enough. I never even want to see it again.
It wasn't,
and people that clip of him saying that went viral, and people in Cincinnati were pretty pissed.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. So like I did a little review on it. I put it out on Twitter.
Gary Cohn didn't like it.
Who?
Gary Cohn, the Mets announcer, didn't like it.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like I was very fair. So like I said, so PMT was pardon my take. The guys were in Buffalo, and Glennie was in. And I'm like, I missed these guys just by like 3 or 4 days, pretty much. But the Skyline chili, the way I saw it is the chili is not really that big of a difference from like meat sauce on spaghetti. It's not the same. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's not that far off. And so, really, and you have cheese on spaghetti. You have Parmesan. So it's not something that I will like probably have again, but it wasn't that bad.
But it just doesn't look appetizing to me.
No, I understand. Well, and I think that I didn't get mine with onions. I got mine with just the chili, the pasta, or the chili, the spaghetti, and the cheese. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I understand why people might not want to try it or might not like it, but it wasn't bad. It was bad. Well, so I tried a few other things though. Let's see here. Went to Louisville, stopped in Nashville for like a 48-hour film festival, which was cool. I'm not sure if you saw that picture. My wardrobe. We went to Destination XL, and I've never thought about getting this wardrobe, but I got one of the matching like sweatpants and zip up sweaters.
Huh.
I looked like I was ready for New Jersey, but I was playing a kind of like a gangster character, or like I guess a New Jersey gangster character, a henchman kind of guy. So I kept the wardrobe. I'm keeping it. You'll probably see me in New Jersey wearing it. But that was fun. And then hit up Huntsville, Rocket City. I tell you, I'm learning so much on these little trips because it's not just hitting up baseball stadiums. I'm going to the museums and stuff in these towns. I didn't know Huntsville was pretty much where like NASA was started. Huntsville, Alabama? They call it Rocket City.
Yeah, isn't Space Camp over there?
Yeah, they have a space camp. They have a rocket, Rocket and Space Center. It's basically that's where the rockets were first built and made, like designed and built for sending like the Apollo crews up and everything. Like they were actually building the rockets there. But yeah, so went there, the Montgomery Biscuits, and then Pensacola they're the Blue Wahoos normally, but on Thursday nights they're the Pensacola Mullets.
Huh.
And they just it's a mullet fish with like an actual mullet.
Here's something funny.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Jackals occasionally change their name to the New Jersey Wisemen.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And do they have a special logo for it or anything?
Yep, like a mob type of logo.
Yeah. See, that's something cool that minor league teams can do. Well, I think after Pensacola, I think my total minor league number is up close to 20 now, and I've gotten the only two places I haven't got a hat from are the Cedar Rapids Colonels, because that was what like I asked like, hey, can I get a hat? And they were like, you sure can. Our gift shop is over there. I'm like, all right. I think that was my second night of the trip. So I need to get that hat. And then the Cyclones. I didn't get a Cyclones hat while I was there. So I'll need
we could arrange that next time.
Yeah. So I'll need to get a Cyclones hat next. But other than that, my the same way you feel about your starting lineup collection, I'm pretty confident in my minor league baseball hat collection now.
Nice.
Yeah. But it continues. I'm back in Jacksonville now, but I'm going to take a little trip down to South Florida. I've got at least two more games I'm going to go to in the next like 5 days or so. I might need a U-Haul just to get my collections up to Jersey.
Well, hopefully you find a place soon as I continue to spin my fucking wheels in this goddamn tiny fucking apartment.
The how is the search going? Has it eased up? Like what's going on with
every time I ask for a place, did they show me? Oh well, it's too late. It's been taken.
Yeah, and that seems to be the same, not just in Jersey but everywhere. But well, we'll figure it out and everything. I'm sure you'll find a place. And well, I mean, are you just going to stay in your current apartment until? Are you in like a month to month, or do you got to get out of there?
I got a 6-month extension.
Okay, so you're not
in October. In October, if I can't find a place, I'm actually going to probably look for a new apartment.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yes, because I just can't take this tininess anymore.
Yeah. Well, especially you got
and the walls are now now everything's falling off my wall. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, you have so many starting lineup figures.
Yep.
When I get up there, that is something I want to do because you're pretty much calling them out. So we'll have to have a special episode of Doug's Den where we check out your starting lineup collection and Brendan Walker's and see whose starting lineup collection's better. Well, I'm gonna hit up some baseball games, some minor league games while I'm in Jacksonville. Well, while I'm in Florida, finalizing some things before I head up to New Jersey for good. I'm excited. I'm excited to be up there, especially. I'm excited for football, man. We got it's actually football. I feel like last year
we got to do a lot of see what we could do about college football this year.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
think I could try to find an arrangement to go to West Point at least, and we got to go to the birthplace.
Yeah,
the birthplace of college football.
Rutgers.
Yep.
There you go, Frank. Frank, that's how I'm spending a good amount of time with you because I knew that Rutgers was the birthplace of college football.
Well,
that's a Frank fact I remember.
They actually pretty much beat you over the head with it in New Jersey.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to be in Jersey. I think
outside the stadium now, they even write on there the birthplace of college football. I think they even put it on the sidelines too. Birthplace of college football.
I'm down. I'm down to check that out.
Rutgers hasn't had too many winning seasons, but they claimed the 1869 national championship, and the NCAA actually recognizes it.
They played one game.
Yeah.
That's a cool story in itself. We'll have to check that out when we go. But yeah, I'm just going to be going to some more minor league baseball games while I'm finishing up here in Florida. What do you got going on the next week or so? Anything planned?
Well, Rough and Rowdies this week.
Yeah. Now I saw you were talking smack to that other chef.
Yeah, QVC.
Is it
Home Shopping Club?
And he's going up against Chef Donnie.
Well, I don't know what his name is. It's QV something or other. It doesn't matter what his name is.
What? Yeah. So yeah, well, I think that's but yeah, we've got him and Pac-Man Jones, right? That's like the main fight. I'm excited for it. It should be a really great. I feel like it's a whole week long thing. Like obviously the fights and everything, but just all the build up to the fights. So that'll be pretty cool. And is that in Morgantown again?
No, it's in Charlestown this time. Charleston.
Charlestown. Okay.
Charleston. There's a Charlestown and a Charleston in West Virginia.
All right. You got to make sure you go to the right one. Well, anything else besides Rough and Rowdy? Yeah, any soda reviews or hot dog?
Well, those are always coming out. I got my editor working on all the hot dog reviews. I got to go out and do some more hot dog reviews eventually.
Yeah.
There's one that I have to try to get up to. I just need to have someone film it for me.
All right, what's this one?
It's in northern Jersey, and Avery knows the area.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 93-year-old woman who sells hot dogs in a push cart outside her son's store.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We'll have to check that out. Well, I'll be up in a couple of weeks, and I'm just excited. I love Florida and everything, but I'm excited for a new adventure, and especially I know the.
And I'm finding more mini golf places. I was in Paramus last week playing mini golf.
Yeah.
The Paramus place is good, and of course we have to one day when you're in the office, get tickets and then go to Battery Park and play Pixar mini golf.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is it all just like Toy Story and like Pixar themed, like Finding Nemo?
Pixar theme. Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm in.
It's Battery Park, and I walk down there. And apparently, you have to try to get a ticket in advance because so many people are going to it right now.
Mm-hmm. And
it's a straight shot walking from there, straight shot right to the World Trade Center.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's in like the Fi-Di district or whatnot, like Southern Manhattan or Lower Manhattan.
No, Battery Park.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the. Is that like a neighborhood?
Battery Park is the southernmost part of Manhattan.
Okay, gotcha.
And in fact, you could catch the ferries down in Battery Park, and the ferries and it overlooks the Statue of Liberty.
Is Battery Park where they have that escalator?
No,
Okay. Where's the escalator?
Hudson Yards.
Hudson Yards. I got to make sure to stay away from that place.
You know, I forgot what they call it. The thing. It's. They built this thing by Hudson Yards. I think it's called like the trestle or something like that.
Mm-hmm. The honeycomb thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the name of that thing? Vessel. It's called the Vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand what the whole thing with the Vessel is. What its use is.
I don't think I think it's literally just like you go and I think it's a place to go and.
But they're thinking about shutting it down now and closing it because it's just basically stairs that you climb. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to it, and they've built it in such a way that it's basically become the in place to kill yourself. It's like there's been like a dozen people that have jumped off.
A dozen?
Yes.
I didn't realize it was that many. I thought it was just like one or two.
No, and they've now shut it down because too many people are going there and killing themselves.
Yeah. Wow.
And this thing literally is across the street from that escalator.
Yeah, that's I saw when it first opened. It was a big deal. Like there were a lot of celebrities and a lot of big names there when it first opened. And I didn't get it, but I it wasn't. It's
hard. It's New York's derp statue.
Yeah. Well, like I get, yeah. It just there's nothing to it besides, like I said, it's you go onto it and you can look out.
It's a bunch of stairs.
Yeah.
And you stand there and you look out. But there's other places in New York that you can look out. But since they've built the railings so low on this,
mm-hmm.
people are actually using it to be. And they're just, and it's like, they've actually closed it down, and they're now thinking about tearing it down.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, I like the idea of a place in New York City that is not another skyscraper that has millions of people living in it. But yeah, it is just a.
But yeah, a ton of people. It's ridiculous. It only opened 2 years ago, and now they're saying that okay, this is.
That's one person every 2 months.
It's just like, and it really is It really is an eyesore.
Yeah, it's definitely something either you like it or you don't. But all right,
there's been several people that have jumped off of it.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact number, but it's like way too easy to jump off of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure we steer clear of that place while we're going to the Pixar and everything. Well, Frank,
but that escalator is fun though, so you got to just
no. I gotta when I do the New to New York series, well, I'll definitely have an episode on that escalator specifically. But yeah, well, Frank, we got a lot of stuff going on here, but I'm excited to be up in Jersey, especially with football starting and everything. The weather's changed. I'm excited, and I don't want to end the show on a a jumping off point. So go ahead and help us out here. Let's talk some positive. You want to bet? We're going to continue that. Anything good with the Mets going on?
No, they just fucking suck.
I guess the season's almost over, so that's a good thing, right?
Well, it depends if the owner is true to his word or just another Wilpon and keeps these assholes around.
Fair enough. Well, that's Barstool Units, episode 31, I believe. Frank the Tank, please take us out.
Feebly, that's how the Mets play. Every game is the same as before. By the way, the feeble phenomena is continuing. The Arsenal's off to a rocky start in the English Premier League, and some people are starting to use the word feeble to describe Arsenal.
You're a trendsetter, Frank.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. No doubt about it. All right. Well, Frank, the trendsetter, signing off. Coach Doug's. That's Barstool Units. See you next time.